everybody should know what happened on.
When? What happened?
You don't know? We can hear that. Everybody should know what happened on the other night in Las Vegas.
You want to do a moment of silence, or you just
conspiracy?
So you almost made me say a joke. You almost made me say a joke, and it's not funny.
It really ain't. I've been making jokes. I ain't gonna
because Nicole, me and you. He said, "Let's have a moment of silence." Isn't it enough silence?
Boo. Hey, you won't let that ride, Nicole.
Anyway, that was insensitive of me. 59 dead, 500 plus injured. All the 500 injured are alive.
Were they bullet wounds? Or was it like people samples and
each other, all kind of stuff?
That's terrible.
I was just giving stats.
No, I was just saying.
So my heart goes out to them.
Yeah.
So where were you guys like when you found out?
At work.
No, you were not. You was laying down in the bed. I was laying down in bed.
Oh, he said when he found out about it. He found out
like
about
9/11.
I just found out about it today.
Seriously?
You know,
wow.
social media.
She was masturbating.
Oh shit.
I did do a little bit of that.
I can't.
You know, I haven't been on social media like that, so I went on the shade room this morning. That's how I saw it.
Oh, wow.
And those videos.
I found out that night. I was actually sitting in my room, partaking alone
with buttons. What's his name? Boots.
I wasn't doing that.
You in boots?
I wasn't doing that masturbation thing.
No,
I was
Boots.
partaking.
You and your cat, Boots.
What?
You and Boots, the cat.
No, Boots wasn't in the room that time. I was on my laptop actually on Facebook, and I just so happened to turn the television on, and CNN was on, and it was like the gunman just opened fire, and I was like, what is going on? I was expecting for them to still be talking about Puerto Rico.
Was it like 4 o'clock in the morning?
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because I had just heard something like, "Oh my God," and I looked up.
Oh my God.
And they was talking about somebody was shooting in Vegas, and I couldn't believe what the hell I was seeing. So I looked at it for probably about an hour.
There was a CBS special counsel that went on her Facebook page the same night, and she was talking about what did she say? She said, "I don't feel sorry for them." Like,
yeah,
a CBS executive, she got fired for it, but she was like, "I don't feel sorry for them because most of them are, because it was a country concert."
Oh, she needed to get blackballed.
But what she said was, "I don't feel sorry for them because most of them are Republicans, and Republicans are the problem with the gun laws."
That's not right. That's not right.
But see, you got to listen. It wasn't right, but listen to what she said. It was because most of them are Republicans, and Republicans are the ones that have the problem, that don't have a problem with the current gun laws.
Who is she?
So you reap what you sow if you think about it. You see what I'm saying?
I don't want to laugh.
I think she said it was too soon, but I don't think it was anything wrong with what she said, except for the part about I don't feel sorry for them, because I do feel sorry for them. But again, she's also correct in the fact that they won't change the gun laws, and this happened after all those kids already got killed at Sandy Hook. I mean, and eventually you got to start taking some responsibility for what you're not doing.
I mean, so then that raised the question, like, what security purposes and and requirements and procedures that they're going to take during the next open
tragedy,
next open event that's in like in an area. Like, are we not gonna go to concerts no more if they're in open events now?
Right.
Because of this? I mean, something needs to be
ISIS took responsibility for this, though.
It had nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with ISIS.
Wait a minute, Nicole's saying something.
The shootings are staged so that martial law can be enforced.
I agree.
That's
That's a major point. I ain't want to talk woke.
But you know, I did see on Yahoo News today that ISIS took responsibility.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Show. How's everyone doing?
Awesome.
I am your host, Love Dawn, and I have with me tonight my awesome co-host, Miss Lasha G.
Life's good.
And Miss the Bishop. Where you say Mr. the Bishop? Can I call you Mr. the Bishop?
Please no.
Oh no. Okay.
Really?
The Bishop.
Really? You mess up my intro?
Mr. the Bishop.
There you go.
You just got great. You mess up my intro.
And my guest for tonight. It's Miss Dia Perry, who is the chef owner of Healthy Eats. Thank you. Am I saying it right?
Yes.
Okay.
Healthy Eats Meal Prep.
Healthy Eats Meal Prep together. You saw me. I had to do a little cut and paste on the
Yeah,
picture.
I saw it.
All right. Can you move up a little bit to your mic, Mrs. So we can make sure we can hear you?
Okay.
Thank you. Yep. Thank you so much. Dia is one of the viewers who faithfully tunes in and supports Sunset Soul. So I'm thankful to have her here tonight. And listen, she was going. I asked her to come without food. That's how much I value her opinion. But then when she offered, I'm like, wow.
Oh well, you know.
Wow. Yeah.
why let everyone down? Huh?
Oh,
listen,
it smells so good too.
You can have some. I didn't want to be greedy.
Oh. I'm going to be greedy. I promise you.
I know.
Next time you gotta make sure you look at someone that's running.
Are you right? You're right. My apologies. Sorry. Listen, that was my fault because she asked me several times about the hit count, and I wasn't, and I didn't think properly. I didn't want to over like, okay, we were like 6.
No,
I didn't want to. I know, but because I cook and I know how I feel. Like this, it costs you.
Yeah.
To do this, so I didn't really want to hurt your pockets, but I'm willing to share with my awesome, my engineer. She's so cute.
Keisha willing to share. Y'all got that on record, right?
I'm just saying Keisha.
It got silent everywhere.
Yeah. We can't touch and agree on that one.
But listen, I'm thankful she thought, of us to bring this awesome. And listen, it's not just like one meal. We got options.
Yes.
We got options. And we have it here on this wonderful table here. Hopefully Mom don't start fussing because he see us live with the food. But we got to taste it live so we can, the people know. And listen, and I'm hoping, I can just tell you, I haven't even dived into it just yet, but her presentation is awesome, y'all.
Yeah.
It's really awesome. We got little waters because Lasha didn't bring us our water.
That's not true.
Oh.
I did bring water.
She brought us our water. My apologies. I'm just messing up.
All around.
I'm
just
sorry.
All of us. You see how she does?
I didn't. You know what? Because I spoke without saying. I didn't ask questions.
You supposed to have faith.
And I didn't.
You walk by faith.
I didn't.
Not by sight.
But now I know. You know. So, but she brought us several things to choose from. So, dear, I have in front of me the shrimp and grits.
Yeah.
That looks. Y'all can't see it. Y'all can't see it, but I smell that roux is what you call a little light, gravy, a little roux on the shrimp.
Yeah.
So, Nicole, don't give me that look. All right. And so I know that's shrimp and grits, but in the container here, what's this one?
Which one is
the
that?
chicken?
The chicken.
That one is jerk chicken wings.
Jerk chicken
with
wings.
cabbage and chickpeas, black beans, and plantain.
I know it. Ooh. I felt it in my spirit. You know how when you feel one?
Where was it at?
In her
in my spirit. Down in my spirit. And listen, y'all, she got a little. Let me tell you about this pack here. This is just too cute. You can't see it. If you can, I hope you can see it. You got your fork. I mean, thanks. The fork ain't even, really, the fork is just so underplayed here. It's kind of like, I don't even need a fork. I just want everything else in here. It's the moist wipes, and I'm not sure. I think I saw 1 or 2 people, but for the most part, people don't usually pay mind to the fact that you getting this on the go. Yeah. So you might not have sanitizer. Or Lasha, we talking and you already here.
I thought I'm about to dig in. I'm blessed in the spirit.
The bishop ain't blessed the food.
Chickpeas, look. No, we be sleeping on certain foods.
Yes.
These chickpeas.
What they eat?
Come on.
It's blessed.
Come on. Glory to God.
So pour a little fork, get under plate. We got moist wipes. We got mayonnaise packets that I've never seen in this long pack like this. So I always seen it in the little rectangular ones. So we got mayonnaise and what's this? What's this? Oh, you can put the juice in your water. Honey,
Yes.
if you don't want no water,
What is it?
you can put this
flavor
and make you a little watermelon. How she know?
But I promise you, I'm not putting on for the show.
I believe you.
That's how
This is
my
regular?
preps come. Yeah,
That's how she do.
This is how you do.
Listen, and it's so cute. I ain't even finished though, y'all. Listen.
He's playing.
She got Altoids in the bag for after you finish and you wipe your hand with this nice, wonderful moist towelette and you gotta go back to work. Don't nobody want to smell this wonderful fish that we ain't even tell y'all that we have on this. Everybody want to smell it. Don't nobody might not want to smell jerk chicken. What you had, jerk chicken?
Look,
Yeah.
I wish I could put some hearts up on this thing.
Listen, she got the Altoids. I'm not sure. We didn't even get
I'm
to
throwing
asking
hearts
her.
up myself. Right there.
I'm not sure
Go ahead.
if anybody else doing. But listen, Healthy Eats meal preps. Now, we're just talking about how awesome the food is right now. What I need y'all to understand is that Dear does this for people on the go, like to go to work. So you do this for the entire week, if I'm not mistaken. From when I seen your pictures, I saw like 5 or 6.
Yeah, 5-day preps and then 7-day preps. Gradually, as I move forward, I started adding because people started requesting different meals. So initially, the meal prep was for on the go lunch or dinner. You have a hectic schedule. You have home cooked food for the family, the kids, or whatever, and you don't want it to be your option to stop fast food.
Right.
So I originally was doing this for my home and my family, my mom, my dad, and just from of course social media, you post your pictures and everybody's like, can you and that combined with my medical experience, I kind of create a customized diet based on what your health needs are, with your medical needs maybe what you're trying to gain from your nutrition, or what you should be gaining from your nutrition. So.
And I was one of the ones, because I think when I first saw the pictures up that you had put up, I had asked you about it. You said it was just kind of for family friends. So this is new for you. Because I had asked you that last month or so, 2 months ago?
No, it's been a few months now. Okay. In terms of me prepping, I've been doing it for a few years off and on. And it depends on how hectic my life gets or what's going on as to how devoted I was to doing it for my family. But it kind of puts it in perspective when you see your bank statement and you actually realize how much you're grabbing fast food and you're not as active as you should be, and then your children become accustomed to that type of eating. But if you know better, you kind of hold yourself a little bit more accountable and you say, okay, I know this is wrong. Let me go ahead and we all cook big on Sundays. So I was using that as the day where I prepared for the week. And just put everything up, and it works wonders because my kids, they just grab and go. They heat their meals up. We can take our lunch, we can have a healthy dinner, or whatever it is that you need in terms of your meal being prepped already.
Okay. So before we go to commercial break, let me say again, it's Healthy Eats Meal Prep, and let's just give them your you want to give them your website or your email? How would they get in contact with you if they wanted to do this?
Well, typically my my orders come via text, via email. The email address is healthyeats.mealprep@gmail.com, and my Instagram page is Pretty Is She Meal Prep. I'm still in the phases of, figuring out the marketing part of it and separating it, but those are the ways that you can get in touch with me.
Okay.
Somebody just said they need Uber Eat to deliver this to them.
Deliveries are every Sunday.
Deliveries
do come with the meal, so your meals are delivered.
And it's for the week. Listen, y'all, we're gonna how long, Nicole, before the commercials now? 1 minute. Okay. So we're going to continue talking to Deb when we come back, and we're going to get into you have general pricings?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to get into some general pricing and some food options when we come back. So stay tuned, and we're going to continue this, and I'm going to start eating. So we be right back. Share this so that other people can take part in watching us eat and the conversation.
You know, we're gonna have a good
because we got a good topic today, which is, should you be obligated to support based on race, gender, and or religion? Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Join the club that gives you stuff.
Hey, thanks!
Radio Loyalty.
Here's how it works.
Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then, you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right?
Radio Loyalty.
Click that banner to join now.
The Exposed Radio.
Well, if you made them, take care of them.
Yeah, that's
period.
Real. You right. That's the real deal.
It's period.
Right. And all that old money shouldn't go toward this, money should go to, if the child is with one of the parents 24/7, 7 days a week, you don't even come get your child every day. You come get your child once a month maybe, or once every 3 months.
Right.
You cannot dictate where that money goes, especially if the child ain't calling you about nothing. Now, if the child calling you every week, then you can question about where the child support is going. But if every time you pick up the child, they look nice, they ain't complaining about nothing, why are you worrying about where the money go at?
It is what it is. Radio show.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Marnie, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com.
I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out.
Exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature. And I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously, because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do. And I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular. It's getting that person money. It's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, and I was thinking, like,
the Artist Exchange Radio
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusey. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live United. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child, and believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusey. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We are back. I ain't gonna be able to get the gum off. Welcome back. So, radio show. Listen, before the commercial break, we was talking to Dia about her Healthy Eats meal prep. And we were talking about some of the pricing. Well, first of all, let me just get into the fact that I didn't eat my food until the commercial break. I just had, you see, I'm trying to talk and I'm burping. That's how you know you was eating fast and it was good, because you don't eat fast if it's bad. But I had the jerk wings, chickpeas and black beans, cabbage. Was it? Now I taste some seasoning. You got any type of what was the seed that I had in the cabbage?
Was it the black? They're whole peppers.
Okay.
Like black pepper.
Okay.
She's trying to steal her whole recipe.
Oh, I didn't know she put like any type of.
You are something else.
You are something else.
Listen. And fried plantain or roasted plantain?
I don't fry anything. It's
okay,
like
right. Seared plantain. That's I'm trying to tell the people what was on my plate. I ain't telling that recipe, y'all. She gonna tell me later after the show. And the shrimp and grits, which was really good. Like I was telling her during the commercial, I don't eat grits later. Like I have to eat the grits right then. But I heated them up and they taste just as good. Plus because she got this really good seafood roux with the shrimp gravy, which y'all call the shrimp gravy, on the grits to keep it moist. So listen, it was delicious. Is what it was. So let's get into some meal options. So kind of what do you have like a meat, and then it's kind of like the salmon meal or this meal? How do you do your?
Yeah, so you can basically build on your meal. The meats that I use or the proteins that I use are chicken, which would be the little wingettes. I use chicken breast. I use salmon, white fish, and depending on what's in season, but it's always going to be boneless, like a light boneless fish. I try to stay away from beef, but I will prepare beef as well. I do a lot of veggie products. I try to incorporate things that we are not typically accustomed to eating, just to show that if you're exposed to it, you may enjoy it and it'll be beneficial to you, and you can replace some of these starches and carbs with different vegetables.
So would they, when they call you, they'll kind of tell you what?
Yeah, they'll pretty much when the orders are coming in, either it's via seeing the pictures and saying, oh, I like that, I love that. I try to add like a new option each week. So that it's not mundane, it's not the same every week and every day you're not having the same meals. So I try to add a different option, but the basics of it all is always going to be gluten-free, vegetable. I don't fry anything. I don't use pork products for anything. Fresh herbs and spices, fresh vegetables, everything that I use is fresh. And I don't prepare it ahead of time. On Sundays when the deliveries come, it's because when they come late in the evening, it's because your meal has been prepared that Sunday. So, yeah, it's healthy eats.
And it is, and it's healthy
and it's good. This salmon is off the chain.
Salmon.
We can have that debate all day long.
Listen, it's off the chain.
So, do you do breakfast, lunch? You just do? How do you do it?
I do breakfast. The breakfast portions are like the size of the grits, shrimp and grits. I do breakfast. I do breakfast wraps. Pretty much, the meals you can take for lunch or have for dinner, and alongside of the meals, I do complimentary salads, or you can order salads. The complimentary salads are like the size of the shrimp and grits, and some people use those as a meal. Some people use those as a snack. I'm big on the greener the leaf, the more nutrients you're going to get out of it. For a salad, it's water-based, so you want to make sure you add at least 5 other vegetables to it. So it's not just a salad where it's thought to it. And I always say don't put anything in your body if you're not going to get some benefit out of it. So even with the water that I bought you guys is pH balance and high alkaline.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that everything that you're putting in, you're getting some kind of benefit out of it.
A question I didn't hear. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. No, wait.
I didn't hear if you do catering, because we do a lot of church events. Do you do catering?
I've done catering before. It's not something that I offer, but circumstantially, I will be open to doing catering.
So what's the biggest party you're up to doing?
Are you interviewing her for your catering gig?
Yeah.
Well,
I have a bunch of pastors right here. Want to know.
My question is, how big is the party?
Y'all talk.
Okay.
This conversation seems
yes.
No.
And then a great part, I'm adding different things while we're talking about the menu. Coming really, really soon, I am adding lobster to the prep.
Ooh, yes.
So I am excited about that. I am excited. Crab legs haven't been placed on the agenda as of yet, but lobster definitely is.
Okay. Now, I just want to know, when they order, they're getting meals for 7 days.
You can order 5-day prep
5 days or 7 days.
7-day prep. It's up to you whether you want breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You can have a combination of the 3. I have one client who does breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, so I supplement as well. I have a lot of diabetic clients who I do the sugar counts. And everything that I prepare is going to be single-digit sugar. Gluten-free single-digit sugar, so whether it's pasta or bread or anything, I've already pre-calculated the sugar and the carbs in it.
Okay. Now, last question, because we're going to go to a commercial break and then we're going to get into today's topic. Can you give us some general pricing so people can know just about?
General pricing for 5-day prep, it's going to be $50. For
real good. Wow.
Not at all. 1 second. No.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
4 weeks right now.
For students.
For
students. So if you have college students and you're a parent and you want to order them prep, make sure they're eating healthy, that's $50.
Okay.
For a 5-day prep, in general, it's $75, and 7 days is $100. There's so many extras that come with it. It's definitely worth it.
Right. So basically, that's about what, $20 a day, roughly, 17, something like that a day. If you're talking about lunch and dinner, that's still affordable because you're not ordering. I mean, like we go out, and my stuff is $12, $13
a day, and that's what when we go out to a restaurant to get a single meal, we're paying with drink maybe $30, $35 just for that portion. And I don't know what they're putting in it, but for you to invest in what you're putting into your body for a whole entire week, to know that you're getting something of substance, I think that it's a bargain.
It's definitely a bargain, and it's good, it's healthy, it's affordable, and you are supporting just because you want to support, not just because she's a female, not just because she is African American, and not just because she is a woman of faith, though she says she prayed before every meal that she cooked, but it isn't going to hurt that she is a woman of faith, and she is a woman, and she is African American, and I'm only pointing those things out because of the topic.
Not to mention the fact that this is something that most of us, I'm on the road all the time.
Right.
I'm always fast food, restaurant. I need it. Not just because I want to support, but I need it.
Listen, y'all, we got to take this. We got to take this next commercial break. When we come back, the question on the floor is, do you think we should support based on sex, gender, or religion? We're going to get into the topic. There's so many different things that we want to talk about that topic fits for. But I guess we're going to go ahead and talk about the main topic, which is Monique. Do we gotta not watch Netflix because we gotta support
I ain't gotta
Monique?
do nothing.
When we come back, stay tuned.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
During the commercial break for Diz, she uses her email, which is healthyeats.mealprep@gmail.com, and you can email your requests. Instagram is
Pretty Is She. That's PrettyIzShe prep on Instagram.
And I'm quite sure you can see, if you're not Facebook friends, do you have a Facebook page for your meal prep page?
I don't have one for my meal prep as of yet.
So you can see some of the pictures. If you're not friends on Facebook, you can see some of the pictures on Instagram, I'm sure.
Yeah, my Instagram.
Right, has, so you can kind of look and see what it is that you want to order. I know what I would get, and I definitely understand being a mother for you constantly on the go. So I try to cook as much as I can, and like right now they eating leftovers. So, but it ain't gluten free. But before the commercial break, the question on the floor was: should we support solely based on race, gender, or religion? And I asked that. Alicia said, "Thank you, dear." I asked that question because there's several different things that I wanted to talk about. We didn't get a chance the other day to talk about the H&M situation with the young boy that had the T-shirt on that had Cool and Smokey in the Jungle. We didn't get a chance to talk about the woman who was shut down in the middle of her testimony after she was talking about some, I guess, vulgar, if you want to say, acts that she was in the midst of doing prior to coming to the church or in her past. I don't know exactly when these things took place. We didn't get a chance to talk about it. But you have people on both sides that feel like, and I'm listening to the support or defense or of the situation, and I'm like, why do you think that's okay, or why do you think it's not okay? And a lot of it is just solely because you believe, well, I believe this is how I was raised, and I know that this shouldn't be. So then you are supporting it just because of your position, not because you really believe that what they did was right, but just because I go to this church, or I'm familiar with the church, or that's all I know, different reason. Same thing with the T-shirts. What are you upset about? Are you mad? Because going to the T-shirt with the boy with the coolest monkey in the jungle, there were white boys that had on the coolest monkey in the jungle sweatshirt too. So it wasn't that they isolated the T-shirt for only black boys, and the white boys were the only ones that wore the expert, what was it called, expert in survival. It was the models. It could have been an Asian boy with the same shirt on. So what's your position? No, because this is it, and you got to stand. You stand. What is it? You don't stand for something. You're off for anything, and that's what you choose to stand for. What you want to tear up a H&M shirt because the mother said, y'all need to get over it. That's the boy's mother. First of all, she got a check cut. I understand that. Somebody paid her. Diddy. He did, but he got signed by Diddy. I'm not saying that is the case, but I'm not sure if Diddy would have saw this boy and signed him. Well, that's why if it wasn't for the ruckus.
That's why he signed him.
So did he sign him to support his fellow black boy? To say he can come over here and he ain't ever got away with one of them T-shirts. So did he sign him because the boy is good?
I mean, look, at the end of the day, all we have is opposition. I mean, I don't see it from another perspective unless you help me get to the point of view that you're at, so that I can see it from another perspective. But until then, that's all I got. I left a whole establishment today. I rode for an hour and a half.
I actually talked about that today.
For an hour and a half to go to an establishment, and I got there, and there was a scarecrow and blackface on it. So I left. Now, could it possibly have been a valid reason for why they used a black bag for the face of the scarecrow? I don't know. I didn't ask. I just
listen. If anybody watching can rationally tell me why people use blackface for a scarecrow, I've never asked that question before. But the thing that she was going to the establishment to get, I really want. So can you tell me why?
Maybe the bag was more durable than a grocery bag. You know, you got these leaf bags, black leaf bags.
Usually
they
use meal bags. I mean, this is out in the country. So I'm sure that there were other pieces of material that could have been used.
You know what? My question, my biggest thing right now, we're so racial sensitive right now with who's in office and all the cop beatings. If this was 5 years from now, would we be having this conversation?
That's what I was about to ask. Is it that we're hypersensitive to these
I think we are.
Or is it really valid concerns?
Because 5 years from back, I don't think the coolest monkey in the jungle would have been a T-shirt we would have thought about. Matter of fact, majority, 5 years back, maybe 6 years back, we wouldn't. Man, you'll see all of them guys in the gym wearing that one shirt, the coolest monkey in the jungle, doing pull-ups, doing push-ups.
Or if it would have said the coolest monkey in the concrete jungle, would it have been more?
Would have been more acceptable.
Yeah, right.
The struggle for me is that we have sensitized the things we should be desensitized to, and desensitize the things that we should be sensitive to.
Who's to say what I need to be sensitive about? If it offends me, it offends me.
Here
Now,
we go.
what I didn't do, I didn't put the establishment on blast. I could have taken that photo that I sent you to and posted it on Facebook and said, look what I saw at blank, 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 blank.
Would that have helped me get...
You're not getting your cheese.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. No.
We're going to find it somewhere else.
Listen, okay. Lamont Langston said they had something for the white boy with something positive, which made the black boys next. Okay, he's saying that it was the white boy, little white boy had on something positive, and the little black boy had on something negative. But what I was saying before you came on is that there were also young Caucasian boys with the same sweatshirt on that said coolest monkey in the jungle. It was not only
that
him.
wasn't published. Yeah, that wasn't.
I was getting ready to say it's not sensationalized to
Right.
where we're seeing that. So you have to kind of realistically think: is the division intentional? It's intentional?
I think our conversation divided us up. I think when we looked at it and start talking about it and amplifying how bad it is, we start to look at it in a negative way. We start producing more negativity with everything else that's going on. If we would have looked at it as a regular T-shirt, or that Caucasian boy with the same shirt, or that Asian boy with the same shirt, and just left it alone, that would never been a problem.
When you say we, are you saying collectively,
community-wise, community, because the ones who had a big issue about the whole thing, is the shirt the issue, or is it just another thing we have to fight over, or we pick to fight over?
But are we not supposed to acknowledge the fact that we have a severe racial crisis going on right now?
I'm not saying that, but this T-shirt fell in the same time. So is it the T-shirt, or is it just something else we can fight about?
Using the T-shirt
to fight about, and some of this stuff is a ploy to keep our community again fighting for something. Focus on the other things other than the bigger picture.
So who's developing these ploys?
We could be the one.
We self-sabotage.
We could be the one. There's a lot of us paid off.
But if we, see, he going all
Wait a
the way
minute.
over there.
Warren said, I think for the most part, social media shaped the narrative in this matter, as with almost everything. I will have to side with the mother who had a more intimate knowledge of the ad and players involved as well. So the mother, I don't even know if I agree with what he's saying. We're looking at it from the outside looking at it. The mother was presented with a contract or whatever. I don't even know if the mother knew about the ad. The son was signed to H&M. He wasn't signed to wear this T-shirt. He was signed to H&M to be a model for young boys. Whatever they decided to put him in, I'm quite sure she had some sort of say to be able to say, I don't want my son to wear that. I don't know exactly how much freedom she had in that, but she said, get over it. I think that y'all put too much focus in on this. Also, they turned around and had to move from their home in Sweden because of the security. I guess they came and did whatever they. I hope that they didn't trash her home or whatever like they did in South Africa. You know, and when I see that, it made me mad because I'm like, and I said the same thing about the riots here in Baltimore. And listen, let me be clear when I say this. I know sometimes you just, and I know y'all might not agree, but sometimes you got to act a fool for somebody to notice you. I'm sorry. I don't disagree with that. I don't think that that's the best way to go all the time. But sometimes you just can't sit quietly and have a conversation. Sometimes you really got to call it what it is. I'm not disputing
it. Is it dependent on the cause?
But that's right. That's what I'm saying. That I don't agree with them trashing that H&M in South America because it was.
If you call me a monkey, I'm gonna go act like a monkey.
But then who won't have to clean it up? But the other monkey.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that that's the best way to go about it. But they acted like plum fools in there.
That's exactly what they did. But then their own,
so now
them same sisters and brothers that look like them are gonna be the ones that have to go in there and clean it up. You didn't cost the H&M no money.
Yeah,
they ain't hurt. All you did was validate. If they did feel some kind of way about you, all you did was validate their position.
See, told you, you're a monkey.
That's it. That's exactly what you did. And they got you on camera swinging around and all that stuff on the stuff, and they laughing at you.
And what's crazy is the younger generation that don't even know how to protest. Right?
They're not guided.
They don't have any. Like you say, guidance in protesting. If they knew what to do, they would stop spending money instead of bringing it up. I do believe that that's
the end all. Money. The end all, spending your money in the right place. Yeah. Yes, supporting your own local businesses or whatever. I agree. But I also do agree sometimes you got to cut the bobo. You did.
I understand what you're saying, but there has to be limitations. You can't just go destroying people's property.
No, I don't agree with that. Especially
what you're doing is going to cost somebody else not only money, but it's going to cost somebody else time. There's going to cost our community, once again, a bad label on us, and it proves everything right what people are saying. That's all it's
That's where the label rebel without a cause comes from. You don't have a cause, but you're rebellious against everything.
Right. So then when the time comes that they say, after you have now made such a scene that they have to listen to you, right. What do you want?
What are you
saying? Can't even answer the question. Right. Because you done forgot the whole purpose, if you ever had one, of the fight. What do you want?
And I like how you said, as soon as the riot is over, guess who's cleaning up this mess?
Those same ones that look like you.
The same ones that look like us.
Like
it's your mama, your daddy who's cleaning up this mess, trying to explain your behavior, and then they have to go behind you, wipe down those walls, repair those windows, and still get minimum wage doing it.
Right.
That's what's crazy. You done cost them all this money, and you're still showing off. Somebody need a belt. I'm sorry. You need a
we're talking about South Africa. Let's not talk about Brussels. We don't exactly know what they do over there. And I'm
talking about over here. I'm talking about over here.
Yeah. What you gonna say?
I forgot.
Oh. Okay. Did I have a question about that? So my question is using that because that was one of the things I'm going to use for the question at hand. Where do you stand in that? Where do you stand in that fight? You being a mother, all three of us as mothers, fathers, and that. How? Saying now like you just had me. Now, how do you know the position of the people? You understand. You especially being our age, you can more than these kids really understand the anger behind that. Is what I'm saying. Our parents more than us, but us more than them. Is what I'm saying. What do? Do you just, what? I don't think it's that serious, but I gotta support because I understand what it could mean. Or do you tell young people, we are just too sensitive, calm down, when you also know that could lead to, they so absent-minded. Our kids are so naive that they will walk right on the boat. I'm serious. I'm serious, though.
I agree with you.
So it's like,
and throw
I don't know, right.
You know what I did today? I made a phone call to one of the brothers at the church, Brother Josh, and I told Brother Josh, a big concern of mine is that we don't have enough time or space to take these young men and sit them down and get them prepared for real life. We're preaching the gospel. We're getting all these great Bible study. They know all this they have prolific understanding and all this great stuff about God's word. But regular life They don't know anything about it. They don't know how to dress. They don't, and we all we're doing is sitting back talking about it,
holding them accountable for what they haven't been
trained.
Right.
In my generation, we were trained how to do this.
Right.
We were trained how to put a belt on, understanding what a gig line is. Your shirt lines up with your belt lines up with your zipper. We understood all that. We were prepared for interviews and stuff like that. So I was telling Brother Josh, next month what I want to do is start a young men's mentorship and really get those that want to go first, because everybody don't want to go.
Right.
But it has to start somewhere. We can no longer just sit back and watch TV and say that's bad, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad, unless we're going to do something about it. If we're not going to do something about it, we might as well keep our mouths shut.
So is that your way of supporting? I'm trying to so do you do that and okay, so I'm gonna support your cause, but not in the way that you do it.
Yeah, well,
this is my way of.
Not just that. Let me find out what your cause is, and let me help you with your cause, because really they don't know what their cause is. They hear on the internet somebody mad here, somebody mad there, somebody not mad. Let's just jump on somebody bandwagon, and they go with it. They don't even know why they ride.
So are you giving them a bandwagon to jump on?
Not at all. We're defining what's on their mind.
How do you get to define that, though?
Once they talk to you. Once they sit down and talk to you, you can literally file or take their ideas apart and put them in perspective.
Okay, let me ask you this before we go to commercial break. South African people, they riding. They getting ready. You walk up. They tell you, we about to storm. We about to go on here. We gonna act a fool. What is you saying? You is the black man there with them. You got the sign. You was in the picker hand because you was in the picker line just to show support. But now they about to take it to the next level. What do you say?
First of all, what are we about to storm this place for?
Sorry, you went out. And
what are we about to do? Somebody tell me, what are we about to do? And why are we about to do? Why are we storming the place?
Because they're racist.
For the reason that you picking.
But after this is all over with, do we have to clean this up? Do we have to fix it? Do we have to live with this in our community? Are we going to lose money in our community? Is somebody going to lose their job?
So do you drop the picket sign and walk away?
Yeah. As soon as I figure out that my mama about to lose her job because I'm about to blow up her store, it's time for me to stop. Because guess what? When it's all over with, and the Caucasian people or whoever owned the store say we shutting it down, now we got to walk 5 miles to get what we was getting right around the corner.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like what that's what they say. They like don't shop at H&M. I never shopped at H&M. It has nothing to do with race. I just never shopped at H&M. First of all, I can't fit nothing in it, so I just don't know nothing about it. I'm just gonna tell you the truth. But what you talking to me? Okay, 1 minute. So that was what the original thing was via social media. Everybody stopped shopping at H&M. You said hit them where the money is, and that's what they call themselves doing at first. But then we such emotional people, and then they went to them acting a fool.
Dictate your money. Even if you don't make a dent in their money going up or down, you still make your own decision whether you're going to shop there or not. Your support dictates what you do in your household. You're not trying to destroy the company.
Okay.
What you're trying to do is redirect your money. And if you're not pleased with where your money going, guess what? It's time to go to K&G's.
I do shop at K&G.
I do too.
Okay, that's too loud. Okay, listen, we ought to go to commercial break. When we come back, I do want to know how many turned off their Netflix. Did anybody cancel their prescription? Are we supporting
subscription?
That's not what it is. Prescription.
You said prescription.
Did anybody cancel their subscription? Are we supporting Monique? We'll be right back.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live United. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My name is Meera Batra. I have been in this country 32 years and this is how I live united. America has always been the land of promise, and in my community many families have come for a better life. Coming from another culture myself, I know the desire to become part of a community, to feel at home and to gain the tools for our children and families to succeed. So I advocate for these families with United Way. United Way empowers them to look beyond their histories and to see what opportunities are available. We help them get involved with their kids' schools, network within the community, and when we do, we unite them. We make the community stronger. What I do is something I wish someone had done for me, and I am so grateful I am able to. My name is Meera Batra. I help families see opportunities and succeed. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We was talking about supporting your local booster.
Everybody
bought deodorant or toothpaste from the gas station. Not socks or nothing, Lasha.
Nope.
Listen, I'm trying to tell y'all right now. That'd be some good deals. They'd be like,
Wow. We're not promoting going to boosters.
I'm not telling you to boost, but I mean, I'm not going to walk away from what I feel is my blessing. What if I had only had $5 and I really needed to get this, and somebody walk up to me and say, I'm going to sell you all these deodorants for $5? That's really not my blessing. That wasn't for me.
Why we gotta make it a blessing?
I'm thankful.
Why I gotta be a blessing?
All right, what's another word for
great
blessing?
opportunity?
Yep.
It was an awesome opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the same.
It was a great business deal. Wonderful transaction.
I couldn't even hold it in no longer.
I thought it was the same thing. Okay, so let's just first start with the yes or no, and then we're going to get into it. Miss Dia Perry, my awesome guest that came and fed us wonderfully tonight, Healthy Eats, meal prep. Are you supporting Monique by not watching Netflix?
I'm not supporting or not supporting her. I watch Netflix.
Okay.
And
after she asked you not to?
One of my favorite shows is on Netflix. And it's not a matter of supporting her in that way. You can support without it being specific.
Okay.
You don't have to boycott Netflix, because what if they turn around and offer her $1 million? Are we then?
Then we can go back.
We can go back to watching it and support her on there. But at the end of it all, where's the common benefit coming in that?
Right.
There's
We just miss episodes.
Yeah, how do we?
And then the way Xfinity is set up, like what else are you supposed to do?
Right.
Right.
So are you?
Well, I'm gonna be one to be honest in the fact that I don't pay for Netflix. I have somebody's username and password.
You can't boycott it.
So technically, I can't boycott.
You need them not to boycott. That's what you
actually, technically, I have been boycotting Netflix for quite some time because I've been I can't say it.
So she behind in a movie.
Using it
So
in
yes,
other ways.
I was advanced. I was a step
Monique
ahead.
is behind in a movie.
Is that not a blessing? I just want to know.
It is a benefit. It's a benefit to friendship.
Okay.
Wow.
So are you supporting or no?
Oh no, I'm not supporting that, man. That's her business deal. That's her business deal. If she doesn't want to take the deal, she doesn't like the offer that they gave her, why should everybody else fall subject of how she feel about her paperwork?
Go ahead.
No.
Isabella, is this your family?
Yeah.
Isabella Harris?
Yeah.
Netflix subscription still active. So is mine. I choose my causes cautiously. Why should I jump on the bandwagon? Because she has valued her worth beyond what they deemed her return to be.
Exactly.
Oh, Keisha, thank you for keeping your Netflix active. Thank you.
You still on my Netflix?
Wow.
You was on my... Yeah,
I protest if she protests.
I have no desire. I'm not going to protest. Now, let me tell you why. I do believe in supporting my sisters. I do believe in the fight. You know, we talked about inequality and so forth on the show before. I do believe in supporting my own as far as race, because I don't think that we actually support each other enough. So I feel like I got to overcompensate. Not that I want to do it. I'm just going to tell you the truth. Right. I'm doing it because I feel like we don't have a lot of support. Mm-hmm. So I deem it my responsibility, if I can.
But is it when it affects the masses or just a person's personal interest?
That's all it's going to affect, the personal.
Well, it will affect the personal interest, but like we don't know what you coming on the show could be. This was your personal.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm talking about in the realm of boycotting or the negative aspect of it when we're providing support. In terms of businesses and things like that, I agree with you. I find myself trying to overcompensate because we lack supporters in general.
But my question is, what if they give her the money? Do she come
that's
back online and say, okay, lift the boycott, I'm on TV?
That's exactly what she's going to do, because then she would need you to watch.
My next question is, what about all the other African-American actors and actresses and comedians that are on Netflix now? So we boycott them.
What about common folks who aren't compensated appropriately in their work?
Exactly.
Do we boycott Chick-fil-A because they're underpaid staff?
Listen, there was a boycott. Everybody has a reason. Listen. Them Chick-fil-A people get paid.
And they get Sundays off.
They do get paid way more than the other
they get paid.
It shows.
Right. It shows. But I'm saying that to say when I first of all, let's start off with looking at, it was an interview she did on Sway was the person that was doing it, and the conversation sounds as if Netflix were going to negotiate that price. But because she started the conversation throwing out the prices of the legends, you know, Schumer, I never said her name right, and Chappelle, no, because automatically, this is how you start the conversation, that what they got, then it was clear that, let's say they was okay to give her $3 million. They don't go over $3 million. They might have lowballed. They might have started at 500, but
that's negotiation,
right? But okay, so they probably would have finagled to 1.5 or 2 or whatever, maybe the whole 3. But because the conversation started with, I feel like you looked at me as a legend and you giving them $20 million, I should be compensated like a legend. Then that means the conversation is null, because I will never get you to come down to $3 million. You know, or $2 million or whatever.
Right.
So it ended that. Listen, we just started this. We have this one is 2 minutes. How long is this commercial? 2 minutes. This next commercial is 2 minutes, y'all. Those who are watching, go grab you something to drink, because we're about to get into this. Because I want some feedback on Monique, because I want to talk about this for a second. Yes, we just getting started. So could you share this so that others can take part in the conversation? And we still reading your comments. Or you can call in if you want to take part in the conversation, 410-702-5657. But you have to call when we come back, not during the commercial break, because we can't answer then. Stay tuned.
I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Didn't get a chance to tune in last week? Well, here's what you missed on the Artist Exchange radio show.
Being a stage actor, how has that prepared you for comedy?
Oh, man. I think that being a thespian definitely gave me a head start and an advantage over most of the guys that just go right into comedy. I mean, it definitely helps with stage presence, memorization. Just, you know, a lot of comedians in the city, they don't consider every aspect of the performance, like what you're wearing, you know, how you say certain words, and being a stage actor, like I definitely, I'm thinking about every part of the joke when I write it or when I perform it. You know, like I try to do it as a performer without looking too stagey.
Tune in every Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. and every Saturday 12 to 2 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com. This is the Artist Exchange. Real artists, real talk.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We're back.
I tried to put my food back away.
Lasha is cleaning the bone.
Is it a sandwich?
A chicken bone.
That's a fish sandwich?
Yeah.
I got another plate.
Ooh, you see how this is why you can't give black people food. Come on, we on the air. Listen, before the commercial break, we were talking about Monique, and let's start with the fact that I looked up. The discrepancy is her saying that she's the most decorated comedian alive. I do not believe that to be true. There is a link or a post that people are circulating around with this long list of things that she did, and I'm not saying that she did not do those things, but I don't believe that those numbers surpass. And that's what somebody wrote. I looked it up online. I could not confirm that long list that they have online. But with that being said, I can't deny it either.
Right.
So I can't say that it's not true. I'm saying that I could not say that it was for sure. This is what somebody typed up. But let's just give her every one of those accolades, okay? This is not about accolades. Right. This is about supply and demand.
Exactly.
Like, dear, you have amazing food today.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And you can take this show and put this clip on your website. 20 years from now, if you don't have nothing else but this clip, ain't nobody finna take this clip and buy your food. I don't care how much we talk about how good this food is. Because that's all I'm saying. You could get awards. You could get anything you want to. And everything that Monique has is from almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
In her prime. She was hot. She was high in demand then. Right. You know, for comedy, even though her accolades was not for comedy, but just because of those, and everything was supporting. So it was always in conjunction with somebody else. What?
Precious didn't just come out?
Yeah, so we're not going to
years ago.
Precious was 2009.
That thing was so scary. It's like it's always right here in my face.
Gabby Sidibe has still been working. She's been doing her thing. And she didn't win, though. I think that. Anyway, I'm not even going to. I ain't gonna hate. I try to not to hate. You know, try to keep it out of my mind, but it's there. But anyway, she didn't win. That being said, you kept seeing Gabby's face. Right. Monique disappeared. She literally rode on that award for years. Now, it's not that she didn't want to work. I don't think that she didn't want to work, but because she had then been deemed to be so
got big headed.
She got big headed and just hard to work with. That her choices were just limited, you know. And then she listen. If you feel like you worth $20 million, I can't. Huh?
Keep talking.
Oh, I thought you were showing me something.
I am.
I can't get mad at you feeling like you worth $20 million. I think that's great, but I don't have to pay it. Is what I'm saying. Exactly. And if I did, my first question is, would the people watch enough to give me back my $20? This ain't about supporting. You know, would the people really who really want to see a Monique stand up? Her last stand up, if I'm not mistaken, from what I checked, was I Could Have Been Your Cellmate, and that was how many years ago?
You looked it up?
Yes.
You didn't remember it?
I wrote it down. I don't know why I'm not using my notes.
She's always
that's the point. Like, don't nobody remember.
That's the point. It is
so far away.
She did okay. So let's just go from what I wrote. 2009 Academy Award for Precious. 2009 she had the Monique show. She was hot during that time, so she had her talk show, which was canceled 2011, 2 years later. And the show was great. And let me tell you, I hated on Monique for my own personal reasons. I'm not going to get into why I have a thing with Monique. I think I talked to you about it before. So I have a thing about that. And I ain't going to lie to you. In my spirit, I kept saying, if this is true from what I believe, it's going to be revealed. And put it like this. This is confirmation for me. You know, but that's not the point. 2011, her show was canceled. And it was believed to be because it was canceled in the middle of the season. It wasn't like it even got finished. You know, and it was good. She had great numbers. She had awesome guests. And I watched trying to hate on Monique because of how I felt back then, and I couldn't do it, and I DVR'd and watched it. She did really good. I'm really serious. She got on my nerves, but she did really good as a talk show because of her mouth and her attitude and just the way, I guess, her disposition with people. It didn't work, so the show was canceled. Then she did 2015. She was nominated for playing Ma Rainey in the HBO show Betsy with Queen Latifah. Had did Betsy, which was a really good show. She actually did. I think she did pretty good in that. Going back 1999, 2004. I should have said that first. That was the Parkers. Everything is about 10 years or more ago. She did Showtime at the Apollo. She did Monique's Big Fat Chance on Oxygen. She did Flavor of Love. All of these are like just one season shows, maybe two. I think Charm City maybe got a couple seasons with her being on there. And none of these were like, Monique's Big Fat Chance was her show because it was like her doing this competition, and she was the person. But the rest of these was kind of like supporting, but nothing was comedy besides the Parkers in 99 to 2004, which was her core position back then. Everything else was, drama or, talk show. 2007, I Could Have Been Your Soulmate. That was her last. Who was going to give you $20 million to do a snap? She did Queens of Comedy. Where's that at? Queens of Comedy. I wrote that down. But that was a good minute ago. That was before. Was that before or after?
So Flavor of Love buffoonery didn't count as comedy because that was some buffoonery. Right?
No, because she was like a judge. Yeah. Now I'm not saying she didn't say it because she's a funny person, so she might have said some jokes or whatever, but it wasn't her. That wasn't her core job. She wasn't to be a comedian.
I'm just reaching for.
She might have worked. I'm not saying she didn't work, but the point that I'm making is all of this is the latest 2015, which was her again supporting role, and that was only a primetime TV nomination. Now Schumer, who she is, and I only went to Schumer. I didn't even waste my time doing Chappelle or Chris Rock because when you start writing down their list, I'm talking about comedic job. Yeah. I'll be here all day reading that stuff. Now, whether they got awards for comedy does not get the kudos like everything else do. That's the first thing. They don't take away their history. Schumer, not too long ago, started this, and already she did just as much, if not more, as far as television. She started off on, she might have did small stuff, but her break was The Last Comic Standing, which was on TV. And she skyrocketed. She did show after show after show. She sold out Madison Square Gardens, to do comedy shows. Twice.
Comedy.
Who is she? What's her name?
Schumer.
I don't know who she is.
Amy Schumer, because it's a whole different audience. Yeah, go ahead. But it's a whole different culture. 2001. Thank you, Bundy. You come through. Queens of Comedy was 2001.
Yeah.
So Cellmate was her last one in 2007. I don't know how much money she made on that. All I do know is it was done. Great theme though. She did it at the jail, and it was like for the women at the facility. So I don't know she might not have been trying to, I don't know, make that much money. I don't know. Go ahead.
She's funny.
Schumer.
Yeah.
She had two hit movies. She just did with the mother, her and
she's a now
Goldie Hawn, right, which was really good. Trainwreck. She had 2 hit movies, and she's selling out Madison Square Garden.
At this point, like, we just have to understand that while there are issues of racism that is occurring, we can't make everything about black and white.
I
And
don't
I'm
believe
just
this
so
is black and
over
white.
it
No.
that we always want to pull a black card to try to get people on board. It's only to get us on board. That's the only reason.
Who authorized pulling the boycott card? Can anybody just pull a boycott card?
Yeah, you can pull a boycott
Can
card.
Anybody, if you got people to follow
listen,
you.
I want to boycott raising children. Because the kids don't want to act right now these
Somebody
days.
take his mic.
And I think we should just boycott. Hey, let's
So
do
what we
whatever
gonna do
want.
with all of them?
Just round them all out and take them to Monique house. She ain't got a job. just drop them off. And, Lord forgive me. Y'all pray for me. Father, I see Jaleesa came on. Pray for me, Jaleesa. But the reality of it is, I'm really getting disappointed because everybody think we supposed to be involved. They don't want to share their money, but they want us to get involved with how they making their money. This young lady got a bad deal. Well, she felt like it was a bad deal. Now she want everybody to get involved. If she would have made millions of dollars, it would have been totally different. Everybody come out, get on Netflix, get your own account on Netflix if you don't have it, and different stuff like that.
It's Netflix.
Okay, but let me. Okay.
Thank you, Keisha. Move on, Keisha.
No, I really. This is what
Because we got to boycott Netflix.
I'm not Netflix. I'm not boycotting Netflix. First of all, first of all, I don't understand why she didn't negotiate. Okay. Right. Now, this is my opinion, so y'all can tell me if I'm wrong.
She doesn't negotiate with terrorists.
And in her mind, based on how upset she is and how this, I didn't think this was going to get as much hedge that it has. I didn't think that it was going to really go too far. I thought it was going to be like a joke for a couple days and it would die down. But it has become.
It's a joke to a certain class of people. That's why it's continually going on.
It's a matter of perspective.
Joke.
She's dead serious about how she feels.
I absolutely understand.
And she really feels like she's
I do think that she was being low. I think she was lowballed. Yeah. But I don't think she was lowballed to stay there. I think they started low. Not lowballed.
But what if that was the peak of the negotiation?
What if that was the But no, they not going. But she said, so they had to give her some sort of indication that they will work with her.
But here's the thing. They make an offer. If it doesn't suit you, you turn it down, and then you keep it moving.
That's what Wanda Sykes did. And I think she went to IFX or something like that, or she went to another station. She said they offered her $250,000, which was much lower than Monique. So they obviously took in account all these accolades that she that she has. And this doesn't mean you're not funny.
Right.
What they're saying is, I'm not sure.
If we're going
that you're going if we're going to, because maybe they feel like this ain't got nothing to do with you.
Right.
My audience, Amy Schumer can come to me right now and say, hey, I'm going to do something at your church. Well, my church now, yes, but my old church or something like that, and be like, yeah, and I might be like, I don't know if I make it, because you just said who was Amy Schumer, so they might not buy. Ain't got nothing to do with your capability.
Right.
Yeah. That just mean
I don't
know if my reach
is
that right. Is that demographic is they going to come out for that? I would have to push and show clips and all that for them to get an idea of who you are. They might have felt like, Monique, I know you kind of been out the loop for a minute based on our demographic. I don't think they're going to really, be here for it. So, but why not? Why not take the 5 or negotiate at least $1,015,000? Kill the show. Then you come back and start saying, you saw what I brought in. Moving forward, XYZ. Dave Chappelle did 3 shows, 3 stand-up specials. The first one that he first came back, and that was in December. And then a couple weeks ago, he did 2 back to back. How do I know? Because I watched every last one of them. Because I like Dave Chappelle. But I'm saying that to say, they came right back on, back to back. So if you would have did the show, and it ain't like she didn't see it because she brought it up, so she knew he did 3 shows. If you would have killed the first show, you could have turned right around and did another show.
Right. Or she could have negotiated starting at 5, and if she brings in a certain amount of numbers, they have to pay her according to how much.
But when
they
you
bring
big-headed, man, you already think you deserve it before they even offer it. You're not going to take nothing less. You already got your pride up. I'm sure she talked to her friends. This is what I'm going to ask for. This is what they're going to give me, and it didn't work out, and pride got in the way.
Well, pride got in the way, and
her man and her manager pumping up.
Yeah, I got a whole nother situation with her. That's a whole nother. And I don't. And now, honestly, if you just look at the history of where her career kind of plummeted,
is when he came in.
I'm not saying that you did. I'm just not going to say no.
I got to research that. Hey, cousin Brittany.
Yeah. I just, and I think it's crazy because the one thing about, and because part of the argument was they were saying, well, Monique had been gone for so long. How do you know that, one, she's even still funny, or people want to see her? Then her supporters said, well, Dave Chappelle was gone for X many years, and they paid. But Dave Chappelle was gone, and it was such a high anticipation of who's going to get him, who's going to get the first special. So that still made his demand high. So he could still ask that. Who is asking who going to get Monique? And if they ask, they're asking the whole other way. Who going to get Monique? That's how they ask.
Who wants to deal with her attitude? That's what they're saying. Who wants to deal with
attitude? My brain is damaged at the idea of Monique throwing that pot at that girl.
On Precious?
That's all
that messed you up, Precious?
Precious has ruined my idea of Monique.
No, let me show you what I said.
Because she played that role
when she was in the office too well. And Mariah, she was like,
What? Oh yes.
I couldn't. But that just goes to show that she did an awesome job in her.
She did
in her role.
And I'm scared. I'm about to cry.
Are you
because
serious?
It was horrible.
You think that's worse than Precious can't read and her stuttering over them words? That's what stuck in my head.
No.
Did you read the book? I couldn't. I could only get halfway through. I can't read that.
I can't read
it was
that.
like
Stop.
No, that's what the book said.
The book started?
It started in my life. Did you see it? I couldn't get through it. Huh?
The book was horrible.
It was horrible.
They made it that way because it was her actual lack of grammar.
Oh wow.
It was horrible. I couldn't get through it.
I got a headache reading it.
Wow. That bad. Like A dot 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 A dot dot dot. I was like, no, dot dot dot. I'm sorry.
But yeah, Monique.
So, what about those who? Back to the main question at hand before we go to. How long is it before commercial? 30 seconds. Oh, well, ain't no sense in getting into that yet. Listen, those who are watching, can you share this so the others can take part in the conversation? When we come back, we're going to finish up with Monique and move on to Tracy Ellis Ross, which is very similar. And I want to know, what's the difference? How come we can support Tracy and not support Monique? So stay tuned.
Only in the forest can you see this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. And you might just see this. Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Black by Demand radio show.
So that's what this one deals with, right? So it says, wondering if someone attractive is checking you out or worrying that someone may be nosy about whatever you're doing. Simply check your watch and see what the person does. Mm-hmm. If they're actually watching you, they'll usually automatically look at their own watch as well.
Okay.
That's interesting. So they're saying their focus on you will be so high that they will mock what you're doing. Now, what I thought about when I read that was like when people yawn. Mm-hmm. You understand what I mean? Like one person to yawn, it triggers other people. So I think that's what they're getting at with this, because they'll be so focused on you. So like as ladies, I'm sure y'all have been in situations where you got dudes in there, that you might think is checking you out. Maybe that's a technique you could apply.
Okay, because maybe that one will work better then. Because sometimes you just turn around and just look and see. Of course, people turn their head real fast.
Right.
They just turn around real fast. But normally, if you don't want the person to know you were staring, somebody turn around, look at you, or whatever you see them look, you could just say, "Hey, how you doing?" And then go on about your business. You don't have to turn away real quick because that's like the obvious sign of that.
So do you think it'll work?
I think so.
I'm definitely gonna try that.
Think so.
Yeah, now it's a little. I'm a dude, so I ain't got chicks checking me out the way women have men checking them out. So y'all probably get an opportunity to do it before I do, but I'm going to try that.
So I gotta get a watch and find out. I do definitely think. I definitely believe if you check that watch, then that'll be funny because you might have 4 people checking their watch.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Everybody looking.
Right.
Now that would be interesting because that would mean you had 4 people.
That would definitely.
That's a good day.
That's a good day, right? 4 people focused on you.
You don't got to do the thing to make yourself feel big because you already gonna be feeling yourself.
Yeah, you're already gonna be feeling it. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so
You are tuned in to BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
After the clap, I be moving so fast. Before the commercial break, we were talking about Monique and the fact that I'm not supporting, but we think that we should support either or because of race, gender, or religion. So I said before the commercial break that we were going to get into Tracee Ellis Ross in connection with Monique because for her, she's being praised and support is flying in for her. Tracee Ellis Ross is on the show Blackish. I'm quite sure y'all know. And she said that she will guest on other shows and step away from the show Blackish some unless her pay is matched to Anthony Anderson. She's been on the show now for a couple years. And of course, by her being a supporting actress, her check ain't gonna look like his because he is the lead character. But after some time and after her support and fan base matching his and the play off of each other, they working together hand in hand, she felt like that she should get that it should be a match. I guess the producers or the owners or whomever said Anthony Anderson has been attached to the show from the start and he's an executive producer, so her checks will never match unless she I guess becomes executive. Invest. But because I'm asking because of this movement, this Time's Up movement, I'm quite sure that y'all saw the Oscars and Oprah gave this amazing speech saying time is up about inequality and women basically coming in second and looking at all the stuff that happens for sexual assaults and so forth over 2007 was filled with either people going to jail or losing jobs. 17, sorry, Monique did it because we was back in the 94s and stuff, but 2017 was filled with men of this great stature being either locked up or fired or stepped down from prominent positions because of sexual assault, harassment, and so forth and so forth. So in connection with that, the Time's Up hashtag Time's Up meaning that us as women, it's time for you. They was talking about how you got all these women directors now and writers, and it's our time to shine. There's no more being in the darkness, no more women in the shadows. I am woman, hear me roar. Burning the bad bras, buying the new ones. I don't know exactly but the point is, it's our time. And I think that some of what's happening with Monique is because of this certain climate that we're in with this hashtag Time's Up, equal pay, so forth and so forth. And though Schumer is one of the names that she named, which is a woman, she is not a woman of color, for one, and two, she's also saying that I'm a legend as well because she's putting herself on par with 2 men. So it is mirroring this Time's Up situation. Tracee Ellis Ross, on the other hand, is on the same thing, and she's being praised. And I'm trying to see why is it 80% of support is for Tracee, 20 against vice versa Monique? It's exactly the opposite, 80 against 24.
I think it's how it's done. I don't think the other young lady is asking us to stop watching the show. She's not asking us to boycott the network. She's not even taking her personal opinion and putting it on her viewing audience. She got a contract. She's negotiating a contract. It's her decision whether she's going to take it. Monique decides to take her contract, void it, throw it out the window, and ask everybody else to join that same boycott. Well, we're not going to feel any of that money at all.
No.
That's her decision. This young lady, Schumer, that's her name, Schumer?
Which one? Schumer is the other comedian, Tracee Ellis Ross is on Blackish.
Yeah, Tracee Ellis Ross. She's just negotiating her contract.
And she said she would step away.
And she would step away. She's not asking everybody to step away. She's not trying to close the whole show down. What she's literally trying to do is do the right thing and negotiate a contract.
And basically, the reason for her saying that she would guest on other shows is to make up the difference in pay. That was her reasoning.
I think the other difference is that it's not like she went into the show with these demands. She's proven herself. She sees the numbers, and she's saying, "You have room to compensate me for what I contribute to the show."
Right.
That's business. That's business. That's not, I'm walking through the door having these demands because I'm Diana Ross' daughter, or I'm,
And she could have used that, because that might not be accolade in the terms of her working up to that, but it's still, people throw that name around. They throw that weight around, Also, both Anthony and Tracy were nominated for multiple Emmys and Golden Globes for the show, but Tracy actually won the Golden Globes for Best Actress in a Comedy Series in 2017. So this is the best time for her to say, listen, I know that people love the show, and I know that they love us both because we're being nominated, but obviously, I know he's the lead actor in this, but I think that...
I know my worth.
Yeah. Exactly. And she has, and her awards is for this job. And it's in a comedy series. I'm just saying. So it's there.
I think...
just didn't win it.
I think... You want to know why I think she... It's like...
What?
Wow. I think it's because Tracy Ellis Ross got a fat butt, and they just she just
wait a minute, that's why she
and Monique not hot.
Wait a minute, but they both. What you mean? So who's
you see? You ever? I am. You ain't never seen her butt before. You
of course I said I don't know what you're talking about. Who you talking about?
But wait. So that's why she's getting the money? I mean, because she ain't getting paid. Neither one of them getting paid. Support.
Yes.
She's got more support because she's attractive. I don't think it's because she's attractive.
Now, hold on. That could play
a
big part. Image plays a whole lot.
But also your demeanor, your personality, how you...
plays a whole lot.
That plays a lot.
Right. I think that she got support also because she didn't, like you just said, she didn't go... First of all, she didn't ask for it. Right. She didn't put hashtag times up staying with me.
She didn't do that. People like her.
Exactly. And that is likability, waitability. I knew he was going to say it. But that is...
Write it down.
That is the same. That's it. And Monique don't. Like, that's what it boils down to for me. For me.
Bundy said, and Tracy nor Schumer ever trash talked
Absolutely.
Oprah.
They are not going out here. And that's what I'm saying. And that's what makes me mad. And I think I don't dislike Monique the way I say. I think I'm mad because I think she has so much more potential than wit. And I think that's what my biggest issue is. You from here, you are a woman of color, straight from Baltimore. I'm just mad because you just screwing up and you don't have to do that. You actually are funny. I actually watched your show and I didn't even want to. So that makes me mad, but I did it. And you messed up. Why did you do that?
It's not me. I'm not her.
You all right?
Please.
Who's that?
I'm sorry.
You might need to switch subjects right about now.
But do you think that there's gonna be any redemption for Monique? Like, where she went so far, I don't know if she can even come back.
I mean, okay.
Outside of her rant,
God will forgive her.
He will. Hallelujah. Listen, okay. We're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, is there redemption? Can Monique come back from this? She got YouTube. We'll be right back.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Are tuned in to BeExposedRadio.com.
Not what's going to happen.
That's exactly.
Do y'all think that we're about to go to war with North Korea?
We're going to get tracked down, huh?
Do you think North Korea is going to bomb us? Is it going to be like a nuclear?
Probably.
No. Probably.
We lost all our allies. Yep. All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
Now, is that because of Trump or is that something Obama
Because
did?
of Trump.
He purposely lost them. He said it too. He doesn't want to.
All the people that don't like us now, there are nice pictures of Obama meeting with them.
She said, also look at his past campaign. Most of his endorsements were from the Klan. Y'all about to assassinate me. My phone, my hair keeps getting tangled up in this thing. But I have read this plenty of different times that the Klan, oh my God, y'all about to yell at me so bad. But just tell me if I'm wrong or right. Did they or did they not endorse Obama also?
No, they did not.
Was that a rumor that I heard?
Yes, it was.
I swear in my life I have heard that the Klan has endorsed Obama. I'm dead serious, yo. Like, please
be careful leaving.
Can somebody Google that for me? I'm dead serious. No. Like, I read somewhere. I think it was like when he ran back in
you want to meet his parents? These are his parents.
Says who?
Crystal Renee Radio Show.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Okay, now we're back. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Before the commercial break, the question on the floor was, is there redemption from Monique?
Yes.
Sean Fitzgerald, my best friend Bundy, wrote.
He says, I think there is redemption, but her approach would probably have to change. Or she would have to start a network. You said she got Netflix. Not Netflix. YouTube. I'm sorry. YouTube. Or some sort of platform where she can do her and make her own rules. Not sure that will happen, but if not, she must play the industry game. A sad reality, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Because, I mean, outside of what, Hulu, maybe? I don't know. Because Netflix that's the up and coming. Like, people are getting, which one of my favorite shows, The Ranch, Ashton Kutcher, like, stars, because first of all, because of the freedom of it. You know, it's less rules from what it seems like anyway. To go to Netflix, it's when you basically you want to do a show, you do the show. You don't have to. It's not a whole bunch of commercials and advertise. They literally put it on. People sit, they watch it. You know, and it's fast paced, so it's money to be made because people want to see it. And it doesn't look like TV is going to be it for her. Primetime, she did the primetime thing, didn't work, and I don't know about the whole blackballed. If she is blackballed, if she's not blackballed, I can say that she's not working.
But I think she does well with drama, though. I do think she does well in drama.
I think she's getting. I wasn't a fan of her dramatic acting. I liked her on a certain part. I don't think that was the best. I think she could have gotten to that place. I think if she would have kept working, after Precious, stayed in that field, I think she could have been really.
I feel like as a comedian, she had the same joke. Over and over.
I wasn't a big fan of her. I like Monique. I liked her more off script, like off the cuff type of comedy. Her comeback game is really strong. I think that's a Baltimore thing.
Yeah, it is.
So I think that's what I like.
I think that's why I like This Christmas so much, because even though she said all the cuss words, it was like she said it like she was from Baltimore. I think that's the part that
she played the aunt. She wasn't in there.
She was.
Yeah, she was.
In This
Christmas?
It
wasn't not This Christmas. Wait, yeah. No, that Christmas. It was another Christmas movie.
Almost Christmas.
Christmas.
Okay, I'm about to be like, wait a minute, I just watched this Christmas. That was Idris. So Almost Christmas was a huge and she was talking about that when she had that. She did another little show talking about how much money that brought in. But there was an ensemble of different actors. You cannot. Yes, you were in that movie, and I think that she did good in the movie. She was funny. Like I said, her snapbacks and all that. That's great. But she used Queens of Comedy. How would she close out the show? Again, she was in demand then. I'm not saying she never had a moment of being in high demand. I just don't think it's now. I think that she would have either took this. Or, negotiate your money. At least, don't insult me like that. If Amy Schumer came back and negotiated 2 more, you probably could have negotiated. They probably was okay to give you at least 2 or 3. Like, we grant you at least $3 million.
I don't think she will. I don't think they would have. I really don't. I think they knew what they were going to give her. And that was it. Like, okay, yeah, no, 500. That's it.
But no, she said that they were willing to negotiate.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she said that's what they said
after that conversation.
Right, but like that. I mean, this sometimes you have to understand that. All right, like we all been saying the whole time, I'm not hot no more. I'm just
but
not.
I can get hot.
I can't.
It's
no,
the fire on.
I'm 40 years old. I can't do the same stuff that I did when I was 20. So I can't expect to bring in the same thing that I did. That I brought in when I was 20, because I can't give out the same thing. It's not gonna be the same level of energy. It's not gonna be the same level of intensity.
She had experiences. Like, so much has happened. If she was really going to, do a show about what's taking place over the course of this 10 years, she ain't been on stage. She should have a lot of material.
And then being as though you said that, doesn't age play a factor? Because Schumer, she young
and she hot,
younger
and
audience.
She fresh. So it's everything.
Monique's audience is us and up. So, like, what, you know what I mean? Like,
it's that, because I ain't gonna watch it.
No, because that's could be. I mean, you got Richard Pryor and all them, so much. They were out. I mean, they were still telling comedy well into the.
But they didn't take the break that she took.
That's a good point. Warren said Monique would have to do what Martin did on Rentalette, do a stand-up show, movie, and back up her claim of being the most whatever comedian.
And I agree. But and I was watching another blogger, and he said, if you and I think it's perfect. If you feel like you're worth that type of money, that you can recoup 20 million plus,
make a DVD,
put your own money out there. Put your own money
right
out.
Now, that's how she's gonna have to do it, because
but that's the only way. Exactly. If you think you can do it, you can do it. And what Tyrese put out a CD, Black Rose. Tyrese didn't have backing. Tyrese went in and produced his own CD. I know y'all don't like Tyrese, but he produced his own CD. Now, granted, he didn't write the whole CD by himself. It was like a whole show about how the CD was made, so he's still making money on paying them to make the CD.
He should just admit that he didn't write the whole CD.
I didn't say he wrote the whole CD.
You did last time when we were arguing about it.
I didn't argue. I didn't say he wrote the whole CD. I said he produced his own CD. Maybe I did. I don't know. I'm not going to say I did. But what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
Is he invested his own money to produce his own project under his own label, and he went, I don't know if it was gold or platinum, but #1, and Black Rose was #1 for a minute.
So you're saying if she believes in herself that much and that passion,
make your DVD.
Yeah.
She's gonna have to do it now because they don't want to touch her.
Right.
They're afraid that she's gonna blackball them.
Nobody's afraid of that anymore because they already know that black people cannot stick to a protest. The last protest we stuck to was Rosa Parks in the
black people all over the world.
We can stick to a protest.
She just said you can't stick to nothing.
Right. Toss H&M upside down.
What we do to the NFL?
What? I ain't watching.
We didn't agree with that.
What did we do? What did we do to the NFL? And this was a cause that we were adamant about.
We don't agree
with. But I don't watch.
No, we were adamant about that.
It wasn't hard.
They were adamant about it.
It wasn't. But
I was gonna watch football
because it's not. But I wouldn't have watched one way or the other. I wouldn't have watched. I actually agree with that protest because it's in the line of the work. Right. It wasn't like I'm playing football, but I want y'all to boycott basketball. Like, right. This is until this man gets a job doing this thing, right, then we're going to walk away from that thing. It was confined to that. I actually think that was.
I think for me, what I agree with about it is that he took a stand for something that he sacrificed the most to take a stand for the masses. So that's a difference between you having personal interest and saying, I'm going to take a stand because it only affects me.
Right. Sean said last time black people unified was when we elected Obama. I honestly,
don't even think we did that.
I was going to say, I don't think it was us who got him in. I think we was in them lines. We got a call? Okay. Caller. Hello, caller.
Oh, okay. I just had to rein in on this Tyrese stuff. I'm giving him so many problems.
Wait.
Please, stop doing it to Tyrese. He's still broke.
Tyrese is not broke. He got a whole what is the kind he can sell in his yard.
The last I heard, every one of those restaurants in his background said they want to move out.
Really? Why y'all listen? Tyrese got a movie coming out. All right. Well, I don't know if he broke.
Is it his own movie?
I don't think so.
Love Dawn, do you got a piece of paper in front of you?
Yes. Of course.
Can you write down this word?
What's the word?
You ready?
Yes.
F. L.
I'm not doing this with you, Marty.
O.
Okay.
P.
Flop. Yes.
And no one's going to watch it. And that's it for me today.
You're not going to support Tyrese just because he's another African American male?
Oh, no, I'm not going to support Tyrese because he's nuts.
Okay.
He ain't going to learn the script. They're going to have to keep stopping and starting every time he gets a new scene.
Listen, he was on pain medication.
Wow.
He was on pain medication.
Right.
For his ADD, right?
Okay. It was mixed. What was the reason he said it? It was mixed with alcohol and stuff.
Oh, so wow. So he had a cocktail.
But it wasn't on purpose.
So he said.
We have to support our own.
No, we don't have to do nothing.
No.
He took those drugs on purpose.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, he should have been taking his psych meds though.
It's not his fault. Well, who's
made a mistake and said that?
He lied.
He said that Jada Pinkett and them gave him all that money. He was lying.
Yeah.
Really?
He was under the influence.
He came back and said that it was the medicine that he was on.
Okay, so what y'all asked about redemption for Monique, going back to the subject at hand, is that, I mean, truthfully, and this might sound wrong, if the time comes that Monique leave her husband, she can redeem herself. Because that's when the women will support if she played a card of, I was being manipulated.
Yep.
That's
I don't like that man. I don't even know nothing about him.
I'm not saying that he is manipulating her. I'm saying that is her way out. That's her card that she could play. What? You the man, what you got to say?
And it's not just because she has a husband. It's because this guy, he's like this mega cheerleader.
Right.
And he amps her up to this place that she not rational.
And I mean that's her husband. That's his job to
reaffirm she has her own mind. She has portrayed over TV and radio that she is a strong black woman who has her own identity, her own thought process.
Have you seen them interact? Seriously,
well,
it's weird.
It is very
whether
weird.
it's manipulation, whether it's voodoo or whatever, she has given the audience that she proclaimed that she had an idea that she's a strong black woman and she's making her own decision. So if that's the case, this man is not manipulating her. It's her that's doing this. Or not unless she can go back and tell her audience she's been lying all this time, which pride won't allow her to say that I've been weak enough or manipulated enough in my mind to follow after this.
Why
man.
wouldn't she? Why wouldn't she?
She's not.
She would do that. We got a call.
Hold on.
We got a call. Hello. Hello.
Cortez said.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, that was my fault. I disagree with the fact that the women are supporting her because of her husband.
Okay.
I just I don't think we have time to be canceling no accounts on the strength.
No, I'm saying, Monty, so the question was, do you think that Monique is redeemable? You think she can redeem herself?
I don't think she ever fell off. I mean, she had a successful little talk show that got canceled because BET wanted to change their platform back to news. And then they were selling out. They were, going to Viacom. And the other portion of that is that she had a successful movie that earned $33 million. Basically, they grossed $42 million, and they only had $11 million budget, and they earned $33 million over top of that.
What movie was that?
Just like she compared it to what Amy Schumer did, her movie that swashbuckling movie that she went overseas to do. Well, I don't know what it's called. It was horrible. But she had that movie that also had a $40 million budget that brought in $42 million and grossed $2 million. So that's when you compare those two, she made out she had a successful movie. I think she's redeemable. She was funny in that movie, too.
Which one? Which movie are you talking about?
I think it was something like All About Christmas with her, Gabrielle Union, and Danny Glover.
But that's not her movie. That's what I don't understand.
It was too many.
It was an all-star cast.
It was, but what I'm saying is that she was funny in that movie. I think that was like that could have been the catalyst to this.
Right.
I don't think it was right for them to lowball her either, offer $500,000. Even if you're going to negotiate what they're going to go to $2 million, that's still not in the caliber of what she deserves, being an Oscar winner.
But again, they keep throwing this Oscar. The Oscar has nothing to do with her being funny. Like for them to get their money back.
I mean, I think she's proven herself that she's funny. She's the queen of comedy, and she's still the reigning queen of comedy.
Alone. Because like
say that again.
The $20 million worth funny.
Alone. Oh, I didn't say she deserves $20 million. Like I do agree, she's been off the scene for a while, but I think I would have laughed myself out of that office too if you'd have lowballed me at $500,000.
But would you have did a whole video talking about boycott?
No, I think that's embarrassing because we're laughing at her.
Exactly what I said. This joke gonna continue.
Right. It is a major joke. Now,
like all of a sudden, now you think this is a black thing when Netflix released this year alone a whole host of black shows. It's not a black thing. Including Dave Chappelle at $20 million. So it can't be a black thing. Maybe a gender thing, but not so much. Seeing as though Amy Schumer got 11.
Right.
Right.
So it's not a gender thing.
So, Monty, can you hear me? Because this. I can't. Who? Hello?
They just don't think she's funny.
Not for the audience that she's going for, no.
Is Monty still here?
Not for the demographic.
I'm here. I'm still here. I'm sorry.
Question: the husband. Do you feel like he plays a part in the career? I mean, in all this with Monique.
Why? Because he's a sex. I almost said something. I mean, because he's an adulterer. Why?
No, well, because it seems like he's very controlling, and a lot of what people are saying is happening with her career is after marrying him.
Oh, because of what she said on that pastor show about him being the king,
and about the sex, just about the controlling part. Like he's our manager.
Yeah, they did an interview together about a conversation that Monique had that he wasn't a part of, but he told her what to say. He spoke that whole process, and she would adapt what she said to what he said. But he wasn't even a part of the conversation.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like brainwashing because she wasn't always that person.
And that's what I'm saying. I think that, in my opinion, for Monique to come back full throttle, I think that's the card that she's going to have to play. Like if she were to walk away from her husband, even if she didn't leave her husband, but just look at it as management. Like Bunny just said, she needs new management. I had to change management because I was allowing my husband was speaking for me out of emotion. This was an emotional response and not a business.
I was unable to separate the business aspect from the personal aspect. Cortez just said her show in Baltimore at the Comedy Factory was trash and a complete waste of time.
Wow.
Yeah. I can't see. I just can't see the funds. I can't see her bringing in not even $3 million. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's my opinion. I wouldn't have bought the ticket, but I would have watched it on Netflix. And I'm telling you the truth. I would not have went to the show.
Watch some of it, right?
But I would have put it on.
I think one thing that where Monique, and I'm not saying that this is wrong or anything, but I think she lost a lot of her audience because her comedy was based off of downing skinny chicks. You know, like I'm the big girl, fuck skinny women, you know, all of that. And then she goes and loses weight, and now she's this, you know, she's like, she's a
happy-go-lucky part of the,
So now I think a lot of following look at her like, oh, you just sold out, because she based herself off of being proud of being big.
Right.
You know, now we understand that she lost weight for health reasons and stuff, but you have to look at the audience. They really don't see that.
And that they don't have access. I think because she made her weight. Now, I don't have a problem with her losing weight. I actually think she looks great. I don't think that's a bad thing. But because that was such a part of her personality, had she would have included her fans in the journey, I think it would have been taken a little bit better. Like if she would have said, let's do this together versus Monique just disappeared for like 2 years and came back like, have y'all seen Monique? So it's almost to her fans, the ones who, that's how they connected with her, identified with her, you know, as being a big girl and having pride in herself. Her one movie, a little bit of hate came in my throat a little bit. Her movie lead actress was Fat Girls. You know, so everything about her career during that time was about her being the proud big girl. So to just walk away from that, lose weight, and then come back, I think it would have benefited her to do it with her fans. Like, even if they didn't do it, they would have felt a part of her transformation.
Bundy said, "Where's her publicist?"
Her husband.
Yeah, no.
Her husband
her
does
the manager. Is he the publicist?
He speaks for her.
That is ridiculous.
Ain't that what a publicist do?
A publicist kind of cultivates your image.
Yeah.
That's what he do.
Yeah, he does all that.
So if she doesn't have an official publicist and he's doing that for her, whatever his motive is in having her do things the way that she's doing it, if that's something that she needs to reevaluate, then maybe she needs to reevaluate.
She's having an Ike and Tina moment.
But he said, take Mary J. Blige, for example. She got rid of her manager, her husband, and look what happened. 2 Academy Award nominations, star on the Walk of Fame. Sometimes family and business lines just don't mix.
Right, and that's what I think it is. And let me say this before I'm misconstrued. I'm not advocating for her to leave her husband, because, you know, that's not what I did.
That's why I couldn't say nothing, but that's what it sounded like.
I'm not saying she should leave her husband. I'm saying
to separate the business.
The question was about redemption. I'm saying how I feel like her redemption, because people are saying her husband is the reason for what this is. Since that's what they're saying, I can see her, if she walks away from that thing that they're saying this was holding her down, then she can use that, even right, wrong, or indifferent. That is the way. Talking from a publicist, we're going to okay. Keep on. Read it. Y'all don't do that to me. But anywho, let me first say, Monique, I hope that she get linked up with something, be it YouTube, be it Hulu. I honestly wish and really pray that she puts her own money up and she shuts all of the naysayers down, including me. I hope her and her husband be like, look, let's get some investors, because if she got the support, y'all saying she got the support, right? Right. So you got Jada. You said Jada was all soft in the throat and supporting her. I don't know. Just saying.
Jada ain't soft in the face though. You see all them cuts in her?
But if she got the support,
do you see the plastic surgery she had?
Let them invest $1 million or 500,000, whatever. Let that be. You know what? Listen, y'all. Let that be the going rate. The smack in the face is the investors 500,000 investment, because of that's what she was lowballed. Let's put the 500,000 hashtag 500,000 and see how many people out here in the 1% or the stars or whatever who be willing to stand with Monique. That's what she should have been doing.
Right,
Don't ask us to leave Netflix. Go to your friends and your peers who's sitting on that type of money and hashtag 500,000 and let's do this together. Let's put our own money out there and put the film out there and watch me bring in 20 million and you gonna make $1 million or 750 on your 500,000, or give the rest of give your money to whatever cause. You can write it up. I don't know, but you know, but I think I would love for her to do that.
You gonna donate? You got 20 on?
I don't have. I said the 1%.
Oh, okay.
Appears, you know, like those hashtag 500,000. Now, look, I just supported last week the Hope for Ghana for $40.
You got your outfit?
No.
No.
That's what I'm going to get into right now. But first, before we get into that, I want to make sure I say thank you to our guest, Miss Dia.
Thank you, Dia.
For
coming.
Listen, all this here about to be gone. I'm going to heat it up when I go home, get onto my covers. Yes, sir. And I mean, we'll tell y'all that I got my fish. I didn't even bring it in because she ate this fish. Listen, that's going to be demolished. But last week, we had a good friend, Basil, who is partnered with Jermaine, what's his last name? Gibbs, who is doing a fundraiser this Sunday, trying to raise money. Hope for Ghana?
Yes, Hope Missions Ghana.
Okay, you want to go ahead and say that? Because I don't know what I'm... Go ahead.
Okay, so from my understanding, Jermaine has been traveling back and forth to Ghana. He's been visiting his school, and in the school there, teachers work for no salary, and they don't have a bathroom. They don't have any computers. They don't have any water systems nearby, so they're raising funds so they can install a bathroom in the school, build a well in the local village, and try to start building some electronic assistance, getting them computers and such in that school. So if you can, you can you can inbox Sunset Soul, and then we'll forward you to Basil or Jermaine. They're selling tickets for the event. It's a semi-formal event, to my understanding. It's going to have, what's the young man's name from off of the...
Davon Fleming.
Davon Fleming is going to be there performing. It's going to be food and a lot going on there. So tickets are $40. It's this Sunday at 4 o'clock. Also, if you can't support... can't come to the event, they have hats, they have t-shirts, they have wristbands, $5 wristbands, t-shirts, hats. I don't know the price for all of those things, but if you have any questions about any of you want to support, they collect the school supplies, all that good stuff. Anything you can do to help, please inbox Sunset Soul Radio, Keisha, myself, LeVar, and we'll get that information over to Jermaine and Basil and the rest of the support team for Hope Missions Ghana.
Yep, and we're going to put that in the this link as well, so you can see the HopeMissionsGhana.com. And on next week, we're going to have authoress Rachel Joy Barrett Dulcine. She will be here talking about the Mothers and Sons Summit that is going to be at Fort Worthington Elementary Middle School on on Saturday, February the 17th, 2018, from 9 to 5. It is a free event, and it is going to be filled with workshops and things about rebuilding and gaining a better relationship with your son. Go to www.compasscts.com and register as soon as you can, because this is coming up pretty fast, and it is a free event, and it's a whole lot. I want you to go to that website and look at what they have to offer. She'll be here next week talking about that event. Thank you so much for everyone who has tuned in to watch the show. We definitely appreciate your support every single week. Y'all are here, and I appreciate it. You can always go back and watch the show later if you didn't get a chance to finish watching it. We're going to continue eating and posting this video. You're not posted throughout the week, and y'all can still share it to groups. Any views we appreciate, and then we thank you so much. And we will see y'all next week, same time, same place. Have a good one.
See you.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7